Why is it so difficult to move on and let go after leaving the narcissist? Why is this pain so heavy? Why doesn't this sadness ever go away? Why do you still find yourself thinking and ruminating about stuff that happened in there? Why do you blame yourself? Well, the shortest answer to these questions is that you experienced a lot of loss while in the relationship and even after leaving it. And this loss is very big for you to reconcile with in a couple of months. It definitely takes time. But what is this loss that I'm referring to here? Let's explore and get answers in today's episode. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. In this episode, we're going to talk about 4 major losses that you experience in a narcissistic relationship. Before we get started, I'm really curious to know, what was the biggest loss that you experienced in the narcissistic relationship? Drop your experiences in the comments below and help other survivors feel validated. Also, make sure to subscribe by pressing the subscribe button and push that bell icon to stay updated with everything latest that I post over here. Number 1, loss of identity. Before meeting the narcissist, you were your own person. You had your hobbies, you had your likes and dislikes, you knew what your values are, you were driven, you had motivations, and you were living a pretty balanced life. And after meeting the narcissist, you thought this person is going to contribute to the quality of life that you were already living, and maybe they might make it better. But what happened after meeting them? Of course, they stole everything from you. They stole every single form of resource from you until you turned into a shell of yours. Your dislikes and likes were questioned and criticized until you stopped liking things. You were put on the pedestal first, but then brought down like a piece of trash, and the value was completely gone. You were gaslit and manipulated into believing that you are the crazy one in the situation. You were made to question your thoughts, your feelings, your belief system, your perception of the world, the perception of self, the perception of this relationship, until it completely got distorted and it became what the narcissist wanted it to become collectively. So you lost yourself in the process. You lost the things that you loved. You lost the interest in doing the things that you loved. You lost the interest in achieving things. You completely stopped living and started existing because you started surviving. You got reduced to a person who was either fighting, running away from the fights, or just completely frozen because you felt overwhelmed before the situation. So this loss of identity is one of the biggest losses that you experience in the narcissistic relationship, because you stop recognizing yourself. You do not know who you are anymore, and this I, this you-ness, this beingness is taken away. All that is left is a person with a bunch of coping mechanisms who is now supposed to adapt with this new world that they were disconnected from. Number 2, loss of safety. During the whole relationship with the narcissist, there wasn't even a single moment when you truly felt safe. Am I correct? Let me know in the comments below. Did you ever feel safe with the narcissist or in the relationship? I'm guessing that no, you did not, because you did not know how the narcissist was going to behave when something triggered them. So you had to constantly keep adapting, controlling the environment to make sure that you keep their reactions under control. What did that do to you? It changed you into this person who was constantly hyper-attuned with the environment, hyper-attuned with them, trying to understand how to navigate the system, how to navigate this relationship, to make sure that you are not punished, or you do not experience that pain, or you are not abandoned, or you are not abused, or you are not put down. You can think of so many things that happen in the relationship. So this loss of safety is not just confined to what happened in the relationship or how you felt in the relationship or about the relationship. Your perception of the world, how safe the world was also changed, because the narcissist betrayed you at every single level possible or imaginable. They promised to be someone and then turned into be something or someone entirely different than what was promised. So that shook you to your core, and you started questioning the world, the safety, the goodness. And now you do not trust anyone, not even yourself. Everyone feels like to be a narcissist. And this loss of safety is what keeps you extremely active, hyperactive, hyper-attuned, hyper-vigilant, even now after leaving the narcissist. You are anxious all the time, you're stressed all the time, worried what is going to happen next. Well, how is this person going to behave next? What are they going to do? You're afraid of forming new relationships because you are not sure about people anymore. Again, loss of safety, fundamental safety. As human beings, we need to feel safe to grow, to move on the hierarchy of needs, to become a better version of ourselves. But if the basic feeling, the basic sense of safety is missing, how would you be able to move through? So you need to understand that this lack of safety and the loss of safety is what keeps you stuck for a while after leaving the narcissist, because you're still trying to navigate the whole situation. Your brain is still adapting to this new environment and processing the presence of safety, if you have any, after removing yourself from the relationship and leaving the narcissist. Number 3, loss of autonomy. The biggest weapon that a narcissist uses in a relationship to gain control over the other person is that they make them question their own capability when it comes to dealing with the affairs of life. And that is what the narcissist did with you. They attacked your confidence. They attacked your resourcefulness. They made you feel small. They made you think that you do not know how to navigate life, how to deal with life. And they made you super dependent on them. They made you completely depend on them for every single thing, so that you lose your own agency and you depend on them for every single thing. They cut off your finances, they stop you from working, they confined you to the 4 walls, and just your job was just basic stuff, taking care of their needs, and that is what it was. Ultimately, they reduced you to this person who just became a stranger to the affairs of the world and who does not know how to navigate stuff anymore. And when you fail at stuff, because they intentionally created the situation like that, they manufactured the situation to deliberately make you fail at doing things, that is when they started gaslighting you even more and manipulating you even more, reinforcing the idea that you do not know stuff, you do not know what to do, you do not know how to do things, and then ultimately that is what you accepted. And that is where the loss of autonomy happened. You gave up on your agency. You thought that you do not know things better. They know how to do things better than you, and you do not know how things work. So that is when you accepted that you cannot exist without them, and that is when this dependency took over and you lost yourself. Number 4, loss of dreams. Before meeting the narcissist, you had a lot of dreams. You had goals to achieve. You wanted to live a certain way. You wanted to do a certain job, or you envisioned your life to look like a certain way at a certain time in your life. But what happened after meeting the narcissist? They destroyed it all by making you feel small. They questioned your worth. They questioned your skills. They questioned your capabilities. And you wasted so much time, unfortunately, your youth, your resources, your money, your finances, and ultimately ended up losing your dreams. Because when you lose time, you lose opportunities. When you lose your years, you lose opportunities, and you are not able to do things even after leaving. And that is what you have to grieve, because lost time cannot be recovered. Once lost, it's gone. And also, the narcissist promised you so many things: the dream of togetherness, the dream of having a family, the dream of being together forever. That is what they sold you, but they ended up delivering a nightmare. So they destroyed your dreams. The hope was gone. You lost so many things collectively, be it your youth, be it time, be it your dreams, be it anything else. So how would you be so easily able to grieve what you have lost when the loss is so big and heavy? You're not only supposed to grieve them, but also the relationship. And on the top of that, you're supposed to grieve a lost version of yours, a lost part of yours, and not only one part, many parts that were lost, that died in this relationship. So it's quite natural that this sadness would linger, and it would not be easy for you to overcome it. It would need patience, it would need your compassion, and that is what you are supposed to offer yourself now. That was it for today's episode. If you found this insightful and helpful, drop a like and a comment. Make sure to subscribe to this video and let me know how you felt in the comments as well. I will talk with you in the next one, and until then, let the healing begin.